Guys, my name is Icy or Spade, and I'm going to be starting a new series called 5 Tips in 5 Minutes. I want to give you guys the most information I can without taking up much of your time. This video right here is for gatherers who are barely beginning and wanting to learn more. The very first thing you want to do is decide which gathering profession you want to focus on. As of now, there's 6 professions you can choose from. We have fiber gathering, hide gathering, wood cutting, ore mining, fishing, and stone cutting. Of course, every profession is good, but in my opinion, I do believe fiber, hide, and wood cutting are the best professions you can choose from, but ultimately it's up to you to decide which profession you want to focus on. Now, getting into the actual tips for beginner gatherers. Keep in mind these tips apply to every gathering profession. Tip number 1 is going to be gathering gear. The amount of new gatherers I see not wearing gathering gear blows my mind. There's no downside to wearing it, it'll help you gain more profits in a shorter period of time. When your gathering profession hits tier 4, you'll unlock the ability to use gathering gear. Gathering gear is really important for every gatherer, not just beginners. When you have the gathering gear equipped, it will provide you with a gathering yield. This is basically giving you a higher chance of getting bonus materials from one single node. This is extremely useful for beginners since this will allow you to make more silver per node. Any tier after 4 will allow you to use new gathering gear which has a higher gathering yield when equipped. Keep in mind every profession maxes out at tier 8. Now the next tip is going to be gathering journals. So each gathering profession has their own journal. So for fiber it's going to be a cropper's journal, hide is going to be a gamekeeper's journal, wood is going to be a lumberjack's journal, ore mining is going to be a prospector's journal, fishing is going to be a fisherman's journal, and stone cutting is going to be stonecutter's journal. Gathering journals fill up if you gather their specific resources that are equal or up to 2 tiers higher than the journal itself. So for instance, if you come over here to the market, if we go to category, if we go to product journals, I'm going to go to tier 5 for now. But if we go ahead and look up a cropper's journal, this is for fiber, you can see an empty one sells for 4.4k. So you can fill this up by harvesting tier 5, tier 6, tier 7 fiber nodes. And once you fill it up fully, you can come back to the market and you can sell it, a full one, for 15k. So that's 11k profit that you've got for free. These gathering journals will help you profit a ton, so make sure you take them with you every time you go out gathering. Tip number 3 is going to be food. You always want to be using the proper food whenever you're gathering. So if we come over here to the market and you search pork pie, you'll see this. It's 4k. It's going to give you a gathering yield of 15% and it's going to increase your max load by 30% for 30 minutes. So within that 30 minutes, you should be able to make way more than the 4k, especially with the gathering yield that it gives you. Because if you're using the gathering gear, which you should, you already have a gathering yield, plus the gathering yield off of the food. It's going to help you a ton and you're going to make a lot of silver. Tip number 4 is going to be using Avalonian tools. So each gathering tool has something called an Avalonian tool. It's a bit more pricey, so if I go over here and if I go to tools, we go to sickle. For instance, if I want a tier 5 sickle, this is 6.5k, but if I want an Avalonian sickle, this is 300k. But the difference is this is going to increase your gathering yield as well. This is another 12% on your gathering yield. So if you have the silver for these, you want to be buying these, but do not take them in the red zones or the black zones, because if you die, you're going to lose a lot of silver. Especially if it's like a tier 8, that's a million. Even 300k is a lot, so do not take those into the black zones or the red zones. If you're going into the black zones or red zones, just take the regular ones. Number 4 is discussing whether you should or should not go to the red and black zones. If you don't know what red and black zones are, these are full loot zones, meaning if you die, you will lose everything. These zones are extremely risky for new players, and I personally would not recommend them until you've gotten a good amount of silver to replace your gear multiple times. So this is a mistake I see a lot of beginners making. So if you're going to go into the red or black zones, please do not take an ox. I know that they're very easy to use, they can carry a lot of weight, and a lot of gatherers do prefer them, but please do not, because if you get dismounted, you are going to be overweight. So once you get dismounted, your mount instantly disappears. So once I go over this line, it's going to disappear. You're going to see I'm going to become overweight. I'm not going to be able to move at all. Even if I use my F, I can barely move. So it's just going to be a free kill for them. So please do not take an ox into the red or black zones if you don't want to die. I would recommend a stag or literally any other mount, but please do not take an ox or else you're just asking to die. If you are going to go into the black zones, I would recommend the Avalonian roads. There's a lot more resources there for everybody and people are more spread out there, so I feel like you're less likely to get ganked. Because if you go into like a regular black zone, you're gonna get ganked probably 90% of the time, but in the Avalonian roads, especially if you go deeper within the roads, you're less likely to get ganked and there's a lot more resources there for use. Alright, that's gonna do it for this video. If you guys have any questions at all, make sure to just leave it down in the comment section and I'll answer it whenever I can. If you did enjoy the video, leave a like, and if you want to, subscribe. Thank you for watching.